2 years ago, I'd never even dealt with a buyer's agent. I feel it's just a bit of a recipe that will start to boom again and over the next sort of 6 to 12 months, in my opinion. It's just crazy how much we actually supply. Like, we're the food bowl of Victoria for a reason. Most vendors would rather take a little bit off the price if they can get a nice, clean, straightforward deal.
Welcome to the Moose Momentum podcast. Today we got in the studio with us top real estate agent from Shepparton, Sean Reidy.
Thank you for having me.
Mate, you're only a young fella, early 30s, 31.
31, yeah.
Married, kids, 31, top sales agent in Shepparton. How do you do it, man?
Yeah, it's come all pretty quickly. Yeah, for sure. Like, I think when I first started, I had no kids, and then all of a sudden 3 kids, and, you know, out of the blue, and it's just sort of evolved from there, really. So how do I do it? Well, yeah, early starts. That's number one.
Early starts?
Yeah, early starts.
You're a fit guy. You must be training.
Yeah. Been training. Yeah, I was been training definitely for the last all my life, but life gets in the way. Kids, real estate, is sort of, you let the lifestyle sort of get a top of you. But then the last few years, sort of got back on the track and yeah, really sort of knuckled down on the fitness. Yeah, it
must be a Shep thing, man. I feel like all the country folk I speak to, they get married young, they have kids young.
Yeah, it's
like, what did you get married?
Got married we were supposed to get married in 2020, and so then got to push back 2021. So we had our first child before we got married. Then
so you were going to be married at 25?
I was married at 26. First kid at 25.
That's like you, Papa. Yeah. You're getting married at 25?
My wife was 22 when she had our first child. Yeah.
I'm crazy.
Yeah, crazy. And we only met 12 months prior. Yeah, so it just clicked, and then it just moved in within 3 months, 6 months, and then brought the first home, and then kid within 12 months.
How many dates could you have in 3 months to be moving in together?
There was a few, but it just felt so natural. And we were both, and I'm the sort of person that let's just keep moving. Let's just go. When you know it feels right, it's just and she's really good though, because she sort of steps back, and she was on us straight off the top. She was about to move to crazy. She was about to move to Geelong with her family. Her family all moved to Geelong. So we met at this gym where we both go to, and just sort of naturally progress. But then it's I'm going to move to Geelong. What are we doing? So it was pretty much
sliding doors moment.
Literally, yeah. Could have waited another month, and then should have been gone potentially. Wow. So it was sort of happened for a reason.
It's almost like an ultimatum.
It wasn't an ultimatum, but it was just she was very much we were both out of a long-term relationship, and then she was just basically cut to the chase straight away. If I'm going to stay here and make this work, then we've got to make sure it all sticks to we've got to be serious, and there's no mucking around. And yeah, it's sort of we set the ground rules really, and then from there it just flourished and naturally progressed. It didn't feel like we're rushing. That's good. When you feel it just progresses naturally. It just didn't feel out of sync.
Jamie and I we got serious very early. I think I got married when I was 27. I think I was right, so similar age. And then we had our daughter very quickly afterwards as well. Yeah. And we had Gigi when we got married in September. We found out we were pregnant with Gigi in January.
Yeah, there you go.
Bang. And I'm making fun of you, but we got together in April. Mm-hmm. By August, we signed a lease together.
Yeah.
So it was just...
Yeah, I just she was renting with her brother, just bought a house with his wife. So she was staying there, and then I just come over one night for a dinner and wines, and I literally just never left after that. I'd just go to my parents' place just to change clothes or get some more clothes, and then you just naturally, and we're all having a good time, and then we're oh, you staying here? I'm oh yeah, sure. And I'll start paying the bills a little bit more, and just so it was just naturally, and we got along all together really well, and so it was
good shit, man.
Yeah, I look back at that fondly, and it's it's good. It was really good times, and sort of set the foundation for our relationship and marriage. Yeah.
And you're all the way up in Sydney today. Have you been here before? Your missus was going to come.
Yeah, I know she was going to come, but just didn't work out with the babysitters. So it is what it is. But no, I've been here once. Went to the For a cruise, actually, so literally just drove to the docks or the quay or whatever you call it, Circular Quay, and then just left, and that was it. So,
okay.
For a cruise, and that was it. So first proper time being in Sydney. Yeah,
I'm a big ice cream guy. We got Yochi in Cronulla Mall, and we got Anita's.
Yeah, we've got a Yochi in Shep. How crazy is that? we're going up in the world.
Who owns that?
One of the local. Families that I think they've got a few restaurants in town. Yeah,
so they got the Yochi.
Yeah, and they've started a Yochi, which kills. Yeah.
What else is there to do in Shep? Because I know when Jamie and I come, we go to Milk Bar.
Yeah.
I feel like that's been our office the 2 times that I've ever gone down with Jamie. What else is going on down in Shep?
Oh, there's plenty. There's been really good steak places started up over the last few years, and that's doing really well. Couple of rebrands of some nice restaurants. We've got the new Sam, obviously the museum, you would have seen that.
Yep.
And that's got a really nice cafe and events bar there. We're sport for wineries, so not specifically in Shep, but around the region, Ngambie area. Like you travel an hour each direction, you'd be sport for really good like wineries and those sort of places around there. So farmers markets, me and the kids and my wife love farmers markets. So different little farmers markets and around town as well.
Trying to find little treasures.
Yeah, literally. So we're very sport in terms of the regions surrounding us, like the Golden Valley region as a whole, not just Shepparton. Yeah, some really nice breweries as well, and places where you can go for steaks and those sort of things. So we're sort of sport for that in terms of we don't have to travel too far away to go for a nice winery or whatnot, restaurant. So
the first time JV and I went down to Shep would have been early 2025.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember, man, I was like blown away of like how nice everything was, you know? And there's a real bustling feel about the city.
Yeah.
Because we've been to Ballarat, we've been to other regional hubs, and it's like there was something different about Shep from all the other regionals that we went to.
For sure. I think when I was growing up, it was probably not always like that. We were very much a safe seat within Shepparton. And so for years before that, it was very much just the old traditional way. It just kept ticking along. And then all of a sudden, a lot of people my age come back to Shep and started businesses or started becoming more like with their professional careers as well, and really started making Shep their home. And so now there's a lot of people my age or a little bit old, like in that sort of late 20s, early 30s, mid 30s, that are really like giving it a nudge. And that's what I found, because so when I first started, I went to uni, did the whole like Melbourne thing for 3-4 years down there, and then come back, and it's all of a sudden like started kicking off, you know. Money's. Did Melbourne? Went to went to Victoria University for an exercise science degree. So, growing up, was actually a really keen athlete, really good basketballer, footballer, that sort of stuff. And then had a lot of injuries growing up, and so then I thought, all right, well, so that cut my career short. Whether I was going to go anywhere or not, who knows? Probably not. But
you'd like to think so.
I'd like to think so, but. That's why I went to uni into exercise science, like sports and strength and conditioning, rehab sort of thing. Did really well there. Got into VIS programs and what else? Swimming, so Nunawading Swimming Club, which was like a lot of AIS Olympic athletes as well, with swimming, footy as well. So did a lot there, but then I noticed a big gap in Shep. It's like, well, no one's really doing this in Shep. So I actually finished my degree short. So it was a 3-year degree. I only did it for 2 years, and then went to Shep, started my own business.
What was that?
Started doing strength and conditioning and rehab and that sort of stuff with athletes in Shep, because there's no one really doing that. It was like, it was your traditional physio and all that sort of stuff, but there was no like prehab or making athletes stronger so they don't get injured.
Yeah.
And that sort of stuff. So that's where my, I guess, competitive edge and wanted to make things better in Shep sort of that. And again, what I said before, a lot of people come back to Shep to, you know, give it a nudge, and that's what I did.
You.
Yeah.
Saw the opportunity.
Yeah. So I started my own business, which funny enough that's where it led me to real estate, because I met my boss, one of the directors of the business.
Which one?
Rocky.
Yep.
Because his son was in coming through the ranks of footy and stuff like that, and he was always getting injured. So I come in for a client, then I was training him, and then after like 6 months, he's like, oh, you should get into real estate. I'm like, oh yeah, man, maybe. Like never, real estate was never a thing in my mind at all growing up or anything like that. Yeah. So, but
What year was that when you were doing the business? And
yeah, so like 2016 to 2018. Yeah, okay. Yeah. And then met Rocky and his son, and then for about 6 months he was always like not pestering me. He's like, oh, you should come join me. Like should come give it a go. And I'm like, no, like I'm pretty happy doing this. Like business was growing, like doing really well. I was coaching like some college athletes, some semi-professional athletes. So not like big time, but
they're on the pathway.
Like on the pathway. Doing really cool things with some kids that were going places.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know, just after a while, just sort of, I had it in my back of my mind. I'm like, oh, maybe I should do it. Like, just, I don't know. Anyway, I took the punt. What
happened, bro? Like, because there was months of maybe thinking or toiling or Rocky pestering you or whatever it was. Yeah. And what was the moment?
Just looking back, I don't know. I think maybe I was out of my depth running a business on my own. Didn't really, I don't know. I like the idea of being able to go out and meet different people. You're not stuck in the one place the whole time. And plus at the time, it was like very early mornings and late nights and stuff like that. And I just thought, oh, maybe I should just...
The schedule.
Yeah, so I'll give it a go, sort of see how I like. And yeah, the first 3 months was just a whirlwind. It was just crazy. All the legalities and how to value properties and like just the whole... what's an agent look like. And then loved it because it was more, I think I like the strength and conditioning part because I'm a very social person and but then the real estate was like the next level of meeting new people and the social.
Talking to people.
It's just all the time and it's just like, and I think at the base of it, I like helping people. So whether it was training kids and getting them out of injuries and making them better athletes, that wasn't so much that in itself. It was more helping them get better.
Yeah.
Where now I'm helping other people, whether it's selling or buying or, that in that space. It's still, I'm like helping people, so, and it's just really kickstarted and just got that juices flowing of like, this is the next level because I'm out and about and it's a bit more flexible, obviously still big hours, but you can sort of control that to yourself to a degree as well. So, so that sort of kickstarted the journey of real estate.
When did you get married and did you have any kids in between that? And did that play a factor?
No kids at that time.
Okay.
No, that was I literally met my wife, Georgia, as I started real estate.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. What a change in your life. So you closed the doors on the business, go into real estate.
Oh, I didn't close it directly. I actually, for 6 months, did both. Yeah, so it's like started like 6 to 8, 9, training clients.
In the morning.
And then 9 till 5 would be real estate. And then 5 till 8 would be clients again.
Bruh.
And then after that would be like catching up and make sure I get everything done for the real estate side of things. And so I did that for 6 months. And then it got to a point I'm like, it's too much. And then close off the business after that. Because it's sort of like a halfway point. But then, quickly realized that real estate's for me. I just then went all in. I then went all in, and then I did that for 2 years, like under Rocky. So like 2IC, sales associate, learn the ropes.
To Rocky,
build a really good base, good clientele, and then from there, 2020, end of 2020. So like obviously COVID happened. Literally had my first child. 2 weeks later, lockdown. Which was a bit of a blessing in disguise because I look back and I actually had a lot of time for her and bringing her up, which was really cool.
Nice.
But then, and then became standalone, commission-based agent, standalone agent at end of 2020, which then was obviously really scary, but loved it and just sort of went from there.
How much do the kids or becoming a dad factor into performance and giving it a nudge at work?
Everything's for them.
Yeah.
I find everything's for them for sure.
I find that a lot of high performers, especially in the sales space, they normally have an athlete background, so it's cool to hear that you're the same because they have this determination, grit, push through the hard stuff type of factor, competitive nature as well.
Correct.
And then you add being a dad on top of that, and then all of a sudden these guys just like start to take off.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah, like it's you do it for them. It's not just for you. So it's that extra 10-20% that you just need to get over those hard periods. Yeah. Whether it's hard periods in life in general or work or health or whatever you're going through, it's like, don't be selfish. You've got a family to provide for as well, and a future for them too. So yeah, 100%.
And the market when you started, bro, would have been so different. Can you explain to us when you first go out being a standalone agent, what does the market look like?
Well, before COVID, a house being on the market for 4 to 6 months was the norm. Wow. You know, like just it was a
4 to 6 months.
It was a grind. Yeah, like if you sold anything within 4 weeks, you're like that was really good. You know, between 1 to 2, 3 months was sort of your average, and then after that, it was like it was probably on the verge of being too long, but it was still quite common for a lot of homes to be on the market for a while, whether that was price driven or the market was still ticking along, and we were getting a little bit of slow growth beforehand. Shep was been quite stagnant because we had no real big capital growth, like in terms of capital improvements. Then we had massive amount of money spent on the hospital, like millions and millions and millions of upgrades there. Yeah. The law courts.
That was tens of millions.
Hundreds. Yeah, hundreds. Yeah. And then the law courts as well. And then obviously you got the law courts was like, it would be in the tens of millions. Yeah. So that's like a massive law court for the central like Hume region. So Shepparton, Seymour, Wodonga, like that hub. Mm-hmm. So, and then we've also got the art museum as well. So you look at, it wouldn't be $1 billion, but it would be like $500 million worth of just investment in Shep. So then that sort of really then started to kickstart, like not massive growth. It was like slow growth from like 2018 to 2020. Yep. And then once COVID hit, then it started
to
go. Yeah, for sure. So, and with our business as well, we're the main selling agents for land development. So we had at least a dozen land developments
at the time
on our books. And then I remember over COVID, like so between 2020 to 22, working with Rocky like after hours every night because we were selling like 5 blocks a day, 10 blocks a day. So it's like trying to catch up on what blocks on hold, what blocks have sold. Whoa. Like it was just crazy, big days with that. So that was a really big kickstart, as well as obviously our median house price back then was 300, 350, something like that. So it was very, very affordable for a lot of first home buyers. Like we didn't 2 years ago, I'd never even dealt with a buyer's advocate before, a buyer's agent. Never ever. You get it occasionally. And then back then it was just like, it was sort of the ones that we had dealt previously, there were like too many clauses and conditions. And it's like, we won't worry about them because we'll have a local buyer and it'll be a lot easier, right?
Yeah. How important is that to a deal? It being
massive. Yeah, a clean deal that's very straightforward. Obviously, having a relationship with the BA is obviously first and foremost because you've got the trust there. But then, a clean deal with minimal, like obviously no conditions the best, but obviously that's 9 out of 10 times is going to have conditions on it. So a clean deal is always the best way to go about it. Most vendors would rather take a little bit off, the price if they can get a nice, clean, straightforward deal for sure.
Can you explain that to me a little bit about the buyer's agent, having a relationship with the buyer's agent? Yeah. You said that's so important.
Yeah.
I find that when I was doing a lot of transactions myself, the team do most of it now, is that I'd find that the good agents have got maybe 2 or 3 buyer's agents that they keep close to them. And Correct. They're like, these are my 3 that I sample.
Yes.
And then there's like a glut underneath that of this. Is like,
I would be the same. Like the yeah. I've got about that. Yeah. And when the BA started coming into Shep, around a few years ago, there was only a handful and then more and more came in. So, but yeah, definitely, it's trust is everything, and if you lose that trust, it's very hard to sort of regain that trust as well. So I think it's...
What would a buyer's agent do to gain your trust or to break your trust?
Well, I think first and foremost, taking the time to actually come and see us face to face. it's very easy just to make the phone call, or the amount of emails that I get that you can tell that it's like AI, like they have not put any time at all into an email.
Slop.
It's just like, it's just a slap. They've just changed the name. It's like, meh, I just, move on. Where, you guys come, like, Jamie and yourself come to Shep, actually spend time to, chat to us, get to know us a bit more. Like that's probably the first thing really that in our eyes is, you sort of actually, you see them face to face, you know what the deal is, and you're actually spending the time to come and talk to us. It's not just a phone call.
What a small thing, hey man.
I've even still got more that will just constantly call me. And sometimes I might give them a few and whatnot, but they just say, nah, not for us. I'm like, well, you can't even give me a reason why it's not for you, or you just want all the grade A, like the prime stuff. Like, you can't even make anything else work. It's like you can't even. So I think that first and foremost, you come have a chat, and then not so much pestering, but you're trying your hardest to get some deals done with clients that you've got, or like, hey Sean, I've got these clients. What do you got? Like, and then you get that first deal done and it's clean. Then from there, it's great. It's great, and just good clear communication. Really, like that's the
clear communication. It seems like that's all it is.
Where you sit, where I sit, this is where we need to be. You got issues come up. All right, what do we need to resolve it? Like, it's just we're not dancing around the bush. It's just clear, concise. What do we need to be? There's no, no one's hiding anything.
Some people think that as the buyers agents, we need to be spanking you guys, as the sales agents. But I'm a big believer in, I want you to trust me. Yeah. You need to trust me. And if I say, hey, we see value at 550 and we put an offer in at 550, I'm also expecting you to be telling the agent, the vendor that, hey, I've dealt with these guys 15, 20 times. They see value here at 550. They buy a lot in the area.
100%. Yeah, exactly right. It goes two ways. Like, we're not trying to do you dirty, not trying to do us dirty. Like, we're working together. You've got a client, I've got a client. Let's get a deal done. Like, it doesn't have to be more than that.
Yeah,
really. And if it doesn't work out, that's fine. We move on. It is what it is. But
you can't get them all. But there is a couple of buyers agents that would listen to this, and I'm trying to help them almost by understanding of like what do you need to be the top three? And I try and teach the team a lot about this, that's how agents work. To be a top three, I want all of my buyers agents to be in the top three of all the heavy hitters in an area.
For sure.
And if you can be in that, you will have a great career as a buyers agent.
100%. 100%.
What do you got to do? If an agent sends you something, give them a response of, don't have any love on it. I think we've got some love on it. Give me a day or two.
Yeah, 100%. That's all you need.
But that's 20 seconds on a text. Less. You could dictate that,
Yeah.
Bang. Then you come back to them and say, yes, I got someone. No, I don't. Do what you got to do.
Yeah. Or the biggest thing, the pet peeve that I get is I quote something to a BA and then I either don't hear back from them or they ask me a week later, what do you got at this price range? I'm like, well, dude, I quoted you something like last week that exactly the same. Like,
and you never got back to me.
Either you didn't get back to me or you didn't have the courtesy to at least put like earmark that or put that like write down on your
side.
Yeah, keep that on your back on your backlog. So if you onboard someone next week, that bang, hey, do you have this still on your books? I've got someone come on. It's like you're not even listening to me, like So I've got it's basic,
But I feel like that is just being a good operator, like and good operators normally get attracted to good operators as well.
100%,
which is just good fundamentals. Yeah, man, can you talk to me about when did you see the market turn? Because you're doing some serious volume, Shep. And you're saying you didn't even know, or you didn't speak to buyers agents back in 22, 23.
Yeah, it was basically 20. I remember it was spring of 22, which was when the market started to turn. So we had, obviously 2020 to 2022 was really good. And then when we started hitting all those interest rate rises, which was, I think, start of 22, I think. And that was a bit of a grind. Like, market didn't dip. Like, Shep has never, I don't think historically has ever dipped. Like, we're very resilient. So when these interest rates went up, like, people just, like, they stuck thick and got extra jobs, or like there was no panic selling or anything like that. And the market just sort of stagnated. And then, spring of 22 was when we started getting the buyers, agents, investors starting to come out a little bit more. we had a couple of interest rate drops, and there was a bit more strength in the market, a bit more strength in terms of people getting confidence was back, you know, with all that. So then from then it was just gangbusters.
Wow.
From there, so it's been it's been a good couple of years, and then slowed up, and then went back again. 2024 was
pumped.
Yeah,
from 2024 till now, I feel like it's been very strong in the market.
Yeah.
There's been a bit of negative sentiment recently about just the market in general. I feel like the whole Australian market is like mainly from the media. But I still feel like Shep stock levels are sitting like in the mid 600s right now.
Yeah.
And what we got to in the 500s at one stage, right? And that was like sparse. You know? I feel like that was close to 20% growth. That would have been like kind of 2025-ish.
Yeah.
And now we're sitting in the 600s.
Yeah.
What do you see happening for the next 12, 18, 24 months?
Well, at the moment, we're actually quite landlocked in Shepparton. So we've got, again, where we talked about, we sell a lot of land development. So now we had 12 at the start of COVID, and now we've got, like, we've literally just sold out 3 as of, like, in the last few months. Like, they've come to the end of, like, there's no more, they can't extend it all.
They can't extend any more subdivisions in Shepparton?
No, like, they've all finished up, and there's no new ones coming up, really.
What?
Yeah, so, like,
that's big news, man.
Yeah. So we're landlocked. So I feel like the market for Shep, more specifically for us, we're going to be all right. Like, we're going to be the pre-existing homes will still tick along, whether the prices go up or whether they just sort of hold, but the days on market will just tick along because there's no one to, like, we're already seeing it now. A block that I would have sold 6 months ago at 280 in Kyala is now we're selling them for 300 or 300 plus now because
6 months, 10% growth.
Yeah, easy because there's no land left. So now people have realised that, and now they're just sort of like fear of missing out, scarcity sort of mindset. There is a few developments in the pipeline to be developed, but a lot of red tape, a lot of things that still need to get through. There was one big subdivision that got earmarked with state government to expedite, which is under process now. But who knows when that, even if it gets ticked off and happens, it still could take a few years. So the short term between now to 12, 18 months is going to be very interesting to see in the Shep market because, you can't buy a block of land and build because there's none left or the land that is left, it's either like there's a few Melbourne developers that have come into Shep, but they've gone down the Melbourne mentality and chopped them all up, really small lots, and locals aren't buying them. Like, I'm not moving to Shep for a 500 square metre block. I'm moving because it's a 1,000, half an acre. But in saying that, they might still win because of the budget changes with negative gearing and all that with new homes. So they'll probably get cheap house and land packages done up and be sold off to investors and stuff like that.
Where the prices are going, but you saying that, and I was really hopeful that you were going to say that piece, that there's no land left.
Yeah.
Right? That the amount of infrastructure that's still going on there and the private investment in Shep is still so high that it's dragging a lot of people to move there.
Yeah.
And what do they buy? They can only buy the established stuff. Because if you can buy a piece of land for 300, you're not building on it for less than 500. Right?
Correct.
And so you're already in for 8. And we're buying nice 4x2s for 650.
Yep.
Like on big blocks, super nice inside.
100%.
To me, it's like you're buying it for 650. In the next 2 years, it's worth 800. Because do I buy this place for 600? Or do I buy it for 650 now where I can buy it and build it for minimum 8?
Yeah.
But that's going to take me another 2 or 3 years.
Yeah. And you're further out from town.
Right. You're buying it 650 every day of the week.
Yeah.
And then that same argument's like, do I buy this thing for 800 in 18, 24 months' time? Or do I build one for 800 and take it to another 2 years? Well, you buy the one for 800 right now.
100%.
The longer that the Strait of Hormuz is closed and cost of building stays high, I feel like Shep is just like, because it's landlocked primarily and the infrastructure's been going on there, it's going to keep pumping. But,
exactly right.
What else can you tell us about the Shep market? Because I feel like it's this right now it's like the race of the regional Vics. You got Ballarat, you got Bendigo, you got Geelong. It sounds like you got some friends and family in Geelong, and they're all pumping. At Buyers Edge, we've always been extremely confident on Ballarat and Shep. Ballarat because I think it's the biggest one in regards to population size, but Shep has always, for us, been a strong market as well because of what you're saying, the landlord.
Oh, good yields as well, and Shep's a very diverse region purely because of our horticulture, agriculture area as well. So obviously I think our pears we supply, I have to look it up, a crazy amount, like 80-90% of Australia's like pears or something. Like it just
come from there.
Yeah, like it's just crazy how much we actually supply. Like we're the food bowl of Victoria for a reason.
Yeah.
And we're quite central and in terms of and really good truck routes to obviously up north and down south, and so
logistics is perfect.
Yeah, exactly right. So and it's close to the Hume and everything like that. So we get a lot of diversity within Shepparton. So previously, like 70s, 80s, it was all the Italians and Greeks, Turkish as well. Community really started that, and then now we're getting a lot of the Indians, Iraqis, Middle Easterners, because it's not hard to get like picking jobs or like very low to entry jobs, and
in the area,
we've got plenty of work as well. So
every time I come, bro, there's Ford Rangers everywhere, bro. Like if you sold Ford Rangers in Shep,
I know you're killing it. Yeah.
Because everyone's got a brand new Ford Ranger down there.
Exactly right. So we've got a lot of that in itself with our agriculture and even now it paints a picture, right? Like a lot of the older generation of fruit providers and yeah. So they've all sold to multinational like big funds, super funds, superannuation funds, like Canadian super funds. Like over the last few years, some of the big time orchardists have sold up.
Wow, that's huge. Huh?
I think recently there was
big private investment.
There was in Ardmona, so a suburb out of Shep, there was like 4 orchardists that sold, and it was in the hundreds of millions. And then another, so there's big super funds and big groups from, like, I think it was one from Canada and another one that was local, that are just investing heavily in
as if they're not just going to,
because they know that it's all set up ready for them, and it's just going to keep ticking along, and it's got good soils around Shepparton, Dookie region as well, so really fertile land. So
you can't beat that, man.
Yeah, so that in itself is one of the big driving forces, and then. Obviously, I said before, we were a safe seat for so long, and then now that's starting to sort of change a bit more. So now there's more, because obviously the seat was always safe for us, and then didn't have to spend any money in Shep for a long time, and then that's changed. So a lot more infrastructure, still trying for, like we've had 2 new high schools get built in Shep over the last 5 years in St. Anne's and another school as well. They just got built up. I can't remember which one it was now.
As if that doesn't talk to the population growth.
Yeah, 100%.
Building schools. They're massively expanded the hospital. Like all this stuff is like to cater for more people.
Basically.
And more people with less houses being available to purchase. I feel like there's only one recipe for that.
Yeah, we can already see as well rent prices just keep ticking along. Like you do an annual market rent, it's gone up like crazy amount, 10%. $50, 10-15%, so what the market will do in the next 12, 18 months, I think I feel like obviously media's playing a big part. There's still a lot of locals that are sort of just sitting back, but I feel like whether the state election, whatever happens there.
It's in November, huh?
In November, I feel like that always starts to slow things up when there's a state election coming up. I've always noticed, and also media plays a big part of that too. So I feel like once that clears the air, and that's obviously coming into peak spring, summer period, I feel like it'll start to, and whether the RBA does anything there too, I feel it's just a bit of a recipe that will start to boom again and over the next sort of 6 to 12 months, in my opinion.
After
with
the
the land side of things, it's just what else do you do? Like you're paying $600 a week for a decent home for rent. Like
it's incredible, man.
It's just going to may as well just buy a home, and your repayment's going to be pretty similar.
And the demographic that's coming to this country, like the people that are coming, let's say they're skilled workers or unskilled workers, whatever, they're letting so many people into the country. A lot of them are coming to Victoria.
Yes.
And a lot of them are pushing to these regions to work in the agriculture industry and all these things. And like, they're getting paid well.
Yeah. And the hospital's our biggest provider, as our biggest employer in Shep as well. So, and we employ or we attract a lot of specialist doctors that come live in Shep for 1-2 years, and they get incentivized as well. So to stay here for at least 2-3 term contracts. So they'll they all want to buy new. So and they can't buy land, so they just got
straight to Kyla.
Yeah, Kyla or Shep North, where all the new homes are. And when I first started, it was very rare to find a home sold for over $1 million, and now it's like constantly anything over $1 million is like the norm now to a degree. Like it's not normal for a nice home on half an acre in a good area to sell for over $1 million now. And now we're starting to get edging closer to getting towards that $2 million mark now as well. Like there is money in Shep. It's just always been sort of, I guess, not hidden, but never been sort of, I guess, out there in the open. Like they're all just, they tick along, they do what they need to do. No one's driving Ferraris or those sort of things. They're just very modest people that, but now we're getting to a point where there's really nice homes for sale, and there's people that have the money that will buy it, because, it's hard to find good levels of home at that price.
That's another thing I love about is the locals are quite wealthy in Shep, and that will retain the asset prices for a lot of things. And the crazy thing is, man, a lot of these local families, it's not uncommon from what I've seen for them to buy the kids a place and this. Like, it's like, oh, my kids are looking to get in the market. Bang, they buy them a little 3x1.
Yeah.
What the hell?
I know.
In Sydney, bro, that's not even a thing.
Yeah.
Maybe your parents will give you $100,000 or something to try and help you out.
Yeah.
But it makes sense for them to just buy the house for the loved ones. But man, it's been so nice having you on. I could talk to you for ages about the Shep market, because that's the stuff that we're talking about here in the office.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for coming down.
My pleasure.
Being a part of it, sharing your knowledge about the buyer's agent space, the markets, even just your own personal story. So Sean Reidy.
No, thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Legendary.
Appreciate it.
Thanks so much for listening to the Moves to Momentum podcast. If you got any value out of this episode, please give us a like or subscribe. Or if you think this is relevant to any one of your friends or family, please flick it to them so they can have a listen.